Okay, there's been a lot of talk lately about tolerance for religion and intolerance for religion. I think we should fuck off with religion. Religion has been around fucking us around for since we've been sitting around having time to think up religions. I mean, before we had cultivation, we didn't have religion. We had belief in tree gods, but that wasn't really religion. It was pagan religion. It doesn't even classify. You can't even get taxed on that anymore. But of course, if you live in Germany, you can get taxed on being a Catholic or evangelical, which is completely absurd because you wouldn't have to go too far in the Bible to see that was a bunch of bullshit, even from the Bible point of view, which is bullshit as well. So we get bullshit on top of bullshit, and the New Testament, what the Christians like to follow, is actually a recap of the Old Testament, which is the Holy Scriptures, or the Torah, whatever they call it. And the whole thing started out with a fundamental lie that there was a God, but there isn't a God. I mean, humans are pretty godly, except they spend their time being destroyers, which makes them sort of God destroyers. And this license to be destroyers is given to us by the bastards that are collecting the taxes on the destruction. And these bastards, of course, are people like Moses, and I've probably said that 100 times. But that's the same kind of foundation we have for our CEOs. So you get and the CEOs don't even have the power anymore. It's the shareholders. And the shareholders say, turn everything that exists into money. And right now, the quickest way to do that is to shoot somebody, or incarcerate them, or invade their land. And of course, the industry will be prisons, guns, airplanes for guns, and transporters for carrying trucks with guns, and guns on aircraft carriers and destroyers, and submarines with guns. And when it comes down to it, the only real industry is the guns and the moving of the guns. So you need the oil industry to push around these guns. And I'm sure I've talked about it way too much, and we should actually get to cocaine, hash, and marijuana, and the necessity to decriminalize, if not legalize, everything. Everything has to be decriminalized. You cannot put a person in jail for smoking a joint, sniffing a line of glue, or cocaine, or shooting whatever they do with heroin. You cannot put them in jail for that. It's just completely absurd. And we'll get to that in a second.